Welcome to a fanfiction that is 9 years in the making. This fanfiction, What If Darth Maul Trained Anakin, is the first fanfiction, or one of the first ones that I did about 9 years ago. And if you haven't seen it in its entirety, I highly recommend it. A lot of fans really love this one, as I've compiled them all together in a 50-minute long video, as well as individually in order of their release. Now, this video is in honor of the 9-year anniversary, and we're also having a massive sale at TheorySavers.com in honor of 9 years, which is going to fund Vader Episode 2 and 3. The channel has come a long way in these 9 years, and I definitely want to honor you guys by releasing this sale and this video, as well as more fanfictions to come. So right now at TheorySavers.com, you can get 2 free sabers with every single Pixel Saber purchase, or 20% off site-wide, so you can choose what sale you want. Without further ado, let's begin on this video that is 9 years in the making, which is really what started the channel in the beginning. So sit back, relax, hit the like button, and let me know if you want a part 5 after we're done. Mace Windu and Yoda took Anakin aboard their ship on the way to Coruscant. Anakin sat quietly in the darkened chamber of the Jedi medical wing on Coruscant, stripped of his cloak, stripped of his power, and strapped to the bed, not for confinement, but for monitoring. The faint sound of life support systems beeped rhythmically beside him, but his mind was elsewhere, his eyes closed. Not on the room, not on the pain in his joints, not even on the disapproving silence of the Jedi Council that weighed over him like a tombstone. His thoughts were fixed on the box. He remembered everything. The way the air vanished from the room, the necklace slipping from his hand, the silence that fell like a funeral curtain. He had opened the box, and inside was the unthinkable, the head of Shmi, preserved and bloodless, wrapped in the same shawl that he had seen her wear many times on those sand-stormy days, her mouth slightly agape as if trying to speak one last time, her eyes lifeless but open, looking up at him. Anakin had not screamed, he had not cried, he had simply stopped feeling. Now, under the ceiling of Coruscant, millions of lives buzzed below, and the Jedi Temple above it all felt like a lie. Yoda entered the chamber with silent steps. His cane tapped gently against the marble floor as he walked in beside Mace Windu, who carried a datapad filled with recordings of the Battle of Geonosis. Neither of them spoke at first. They simply stood by the bed. Anakin turned to them, well, as much as he could, strapped in, meeting them with empty eyes.
Recovered? Your body has, but your mind clouded. It remains,
Yoda said softly. Mace stepped forwards. We watched everything. What you did to Maul, to Sidious, even to Dooku. You tore them apart like they were nothing. Anakin blinked once. They were nothing. Windu paced slowly. You channeled power beyond anything we've seen, but there's no balance in what you did. That was vengeance. That was hate. That was justice. Yoda's ears twitched.
Justice. Rage. Jedi. It does not make.
Anakin sat up, straining slightly against the stiff joints of his recovering muscles. I never claimed to be a Jedi. A long silence. Mace stared at him, measuring the words. You opened the box. What you found would have broken anyone else. It did break me. It just didn't kill me. Yoda leaned on his cane.
Knew the Emperor did. Your love for her. Guilt. Your rage. Anchors. Were they tools to turn you?
I know. Then why? Mace asked. Why open it? Anakin looked down at his hands. Because I needed to know if there was still something left to lose. The following days passed in haze and reconstruction. The Jedi Temple was under guard, the Republic Senate in disarray, and the Separatist remnants scattered without Dooku or Sidious to guide them. Anakin remained isolated within the temple under watch, but not as a prisoner. The Council didn't know what to do with him. No one did. Padme was brought in quietly, under guard, away from the public. The reunion with Anakin was not fiery or passionate. It was quiet. She entered the meditation chamber and stood behind him for a long time. I know what you did, she said, and I know why you did it. Anakin didn't turn. They had her. They used her, just like they tried to use you. Padme stepped closer. You killed them all. I had to. Did you? He turned. His face was tired, his eyes clearer. If I hadn't, they would have kept coming.
And if I hadn't opened that box, I might have still believed they could be reasoned with.
She looked at him, trembling.
And what about now? What do you believe?
He stood, walked past her.
I believe the galaxy doesn't need Jedi or Sith. It needs people who aren't afraid to do what's necessary.
A new council session was called. Fewer masters than ever before sat in the Great Circle. Windu, Yoda, Shakti, Aayla Secura, Obi-Wan, they all returned from the Outer Rim after being told the full truth. He hadn't spoken to Anakin yet. He wasn't sure what to say.
The Chosen One fulfilled the prophecy,
Shakti said.
The Sith are gone.
No, Obi-Wan replied.
The Sith Lords are dead. That doesn't mean the darkness they unleashed has been undone.
Mace Windu turned to Yoda. We can't keep him locked in the temple, but we can't release him either. Yoda nodded slowly.
A choice he must make.
Anakin stood before them hours later. No lightsaber, no cloak, just a dark tunic and his presence.
You're afraid of me,
he said flatly. No, Windu said. We're afraid of what you might become.
You should be. I don't know what I am anymore, but I know what I don't want to be.
Obi-Wan took a step forwards. And? What is that?
A weapon.
He looked at each of them.
I'm leaving. Not as an exile, not in defiance. I just need to figure out who I am without someone trying to mold me. Maul, Sidious, even you. You all had a plan for me. Now it's time I make my own.
Yoda closed his eyes.
Go, but watchful we will be, and hopeful.
Anakin nodded. As he turned to leave, Padme waited by the door.
Are you ready?
She asked. He didn't answer. He just walked past her, and she followed. Out into the light of Coruscant, out into a galaxy without Sith, but with a darkness still lurking, not in the shadows, but in the hearts of those who believe peace is permanent, and Anakin would be waiting. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick Part 4 continuation of what happened to Anakin Skywalker. Let me know what you think of Padme being in the story. That's something I was wondering, what would I really do with her? But I kind of like this. I like this reunion of them. I think this kind of is like happy in the end because it's, kind of what we all wanted for Anakin, for him to kind of do his own thing and not be controlled or molded by anybody, but to be happy. And when he's with Padme, he is content. And so we'll see where this leads him. But now he's kind of on his own, and we don't really know exactly what's going to become of him, what he's going to choose, what is he going to finally land on when it comes to his choice. And I was hoping that a lot of you could have some thoughts or comments based on where you want me to take Anakin and his decisions going forwards in the story. Please let me know in the comments below. Please do leave a like on this video. That's all I ask. And I'll see you guys all in the next episode of Star Wars Theory. Until then, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember, the Force will be with you, always.
Now, fulfill your destiny.